Hi, this is Mr. Bushin, and I'm here at the high school working on a video to show you how to use an application called DocHub. I found out about DocHub because as I was grading some student work, this happens to be Denise Cruz, I was scrolling down through her work, and about the third page, I noticed that there was writing directly on the lines, typing. And I thought, how in the world did she type directly on the actual PDF? And as I scrolled down, I found comments over on the right-hand side. I thought, how did she do that? And so I texted her. I said, how did you highlight this information over here? It made no sense to me. I had no idea how it was possible. And she said in a couple of texts, I'm using DocHub. It gave me a couple of directions. And then for about the last week, I've been trying to figure out how to use it and use it consistently. So this video is to show you how to use DocHub. And compared to having a packet mailed to you or having to come all the way to the high school or trying to print it out in color or printing it out in black and white and then having to look at it on your computer screen in color to figure out the parts that you can't see, or one or two students have been writing out the packet by hand on notebook paper and then submitting photographs of that. This is way easier. In fact, most everything that you would need to complete the packet is easily available inside DocHub. So let me tell you what you need to do. First of all, make sure you are signed in to your Google Classroom using your Google account. And then once you're there, you're going to use a new tab. You're going to open up a new tab and you're going to type in DocHub.com. It's going to look like this, address bar DocHub.com. And then you're going to sign in with Google. And for me, I've already signed in. For you, it's probably going to be sign up instantly because you haven't already begun using it. So because I've already signed up, I can't go to the sign up instantly page, but it's really simple. You're just going to add the information to include your student Gmail account. So I'm going to sign in with Google. And when I sign in, it's going to ask me which account I want to use. And I'm going to see a page that looks like this. It asks me to import a document, create a template, sign a request. And I'm not going to do any of those things because in reality, to use DocHub, it's a lot easier just to go into your actual assignment. So if you're here looking at your Google Classroom, this is 7th period, and you go to classwork, and we go down to our weekly packet, I'm going to use the April 27th through the May 1st packet. And so I'm just going to view my assignment. And my assignment is sitting right here. I'm just going to click on that, and it's going to bring up the PDF. Now, I'm going to use the top right-hand corner here where it says More Actions. I'm going to open in a new window, and that's going to prompt me to choose what to open it with. I want to open it with DocHub. So I'm going to click on DocHub, and it's going to open up a version of this in the DocHub application page, and that's going to give me access to the tools. And I'm going to show you really quickly what those tools are. So the two tools that I have used primarily are this one. This is the adding text, that's the A, and that creates little text boxes. And then I've used this one, the highlighting tool. I've tried using the comment tool and the whiteout tool, but in reality, the only two things you really need, as far as I can see, are the text box and the highlighting. And then we're eventually going to be over here to this down arrow, the download and export. So how do you use it? It's really pretty simple. The very first thing it asks you to do in this particular one was do a word web. So if I just take the A, click on it, it's going to let me create some text boxes. Now, the nice thing here is my own ideas about family. So support all the time. Okay, so I'm still that tool. I don't have to choose a new one. I can move it over here. And another one is unconditional love. Right? That's great. Now let's say I make another one. And it's right here. I'm like, oh wait, that's going to cover the lines. I just click on the blue box where it says move, slide it up, slide it over, and then I can continue to type. People who will teach me what I need to know. Now it expands automatically. Now I can see that it covered that, so I can still go back and click it, move it up a little bit more, and it's really that simple. I can fill all of those in. This one, if I want my box to be somewhat narrow, I can make it nice and narrow, and it'll fill that in. It's really pretty simple. And if I don't happen to like one, like I can just go back and use the delete button and get rid of it. So that's pretty simple. Down in the actual text, I can do a lot of things. Here, the highlighting. So I'm going to click on the highlighting tool, and I can choose my color. I can choose purple, or I can use yellow, or any other shade. I'm going to use purple because I like purple. And I do not write. And so I can highlight that part. And why is that? So I'm going to go back to the A tool, the text tool, and I'm going to make a little comment over here on the left-hand side. I do not write. Is it because I don't write anymore, or because I can't write, or I write? So I don't know. That's my thought. It says your name is mine. So if I want to highlight that, I go back to the highlight tool and I can highlight that. And if I want to change the color, I could, but if I want to add a little note, I can do that over here on the side and I can explain that. So your name is mine. So we must have a name. Maybe the speaker is named after Tia, that's what she calls her. I can add that in. It really is that simple. Down at the bottom, I can add anything I want. I can add my response notes over on the left-hand side. I can continue to highlight. I can add thoughts over here on the right-hand side. I can go in here. Even though the lines are a little bit angled, I can just add them every single one. It really is that simple. I can type things in as much as I want, move it up, move it down. And then, of course, write in a poem. I can just type it in this little section there, add my information, add another one down below, sat side, broken bridge, and I can go to the poem and I can write it right in there as well. So it really is that simple. And I think that considering the number of different ways people are doing it, this allows you to write directly on the packet without having to have a printer. So now we're done. We're going to download, right? So download, and I'm going to download to my computer. Now I know that it says Classroom. I have not figured out how to get it to go straight where I want it to. You can mess around with it. Maybe you can figure it out, send me a text, tell me how you did it. Right now, I'm just using the computer. So I'm going to download this to the computer, and it's going to appear down here at the bottom. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go back to my assignment. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to, in fact, close this as well. And here is my, back to my weekly packet. And I'm going to go to add or create. And so this is the simplest way to do it for me. So add, and I'm going to add a file. And it's going to ask me to select files from my device. So I'm going to select file from my device, and I'm just going to go to my downloads because it's sitting right there. There it is. So you can either double click it or you can click it once and then click open down here on the right-hand side. I'm just going to double click it. And it is going to then click upload. And here at the school, it's super fast. And there it is, right? And I am going to turn that in. And it's going to turn both of them in. That's fine. One of them is the blank. The second one is the one that I did, right? So just going to turn it in, and I am done. It's all done. And it was super fast and super easy. I hope that helps some of you, especially those of you that have rewritten the entire packet by hand. I don't want you to have to go to any more work than is necessary. Of course, you still have to be thoughtful. You still have to use your reader response strategies. You still need to be answering correctly. Misspelling a word's not that big of a deal, but you can always go back and edit it, check your work, and turn it in. So hopefully DocHub will be a great tool for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me a text message or send me a private comment in Google Classroom. My hope is that this makes the next 5 weeks a lot easier for a lot of you. So thanks again for your time.